ATM now. Probably will be around the 20-minute mark or so. However, you will be resting your weight predominantly on one knee. So if you're a little bit worried about your knees, please get some padding, put something soft under your knees so that you're not going to experience any discomfort. Okay, so come up and stand on your right knee and have the left foot behind you with the toes tucked. Oh, sorry, that was completely skew. Stand on your right knee and have your left foot in front of you with the sole of the foot on the floor. What was, oh man, that was number 2 for today. Okay. All right, that's better. That looks better. I looked across to Kevin and I'm going, I think he looks confused. So it's like, okay. All right, now that's much better. So there you are. Now try a few movements. See if you can send that left knee forward of yourself and then return. Forward of yourself and then return. And look for a position of the left leg. The toes can be tucked on the back foot. Yep. No. Ooh, that would be weird. Huh? Yeah, the toes of the right foot, tuck them. It just gives you a little bit more control. But go looking for a position of that left leg in front of you where that thigh can go forwards and backwards and not have to tilt left or right. Now, that's a good idea. No, that really is a good idea. But position yourself. There you go. So you don't have to reach for it. See, that's intelligent. So even for some people, just a finger on the wall just changes the whole kit and caboodle, because suddenly you feel like, oh, I feel a bit secure. Because this is a precarious position for some of you. Would you agree? A little bit, you know? Yeah, you're most welcome to do that. Now, when you take that knee forwards and backwards, what is it that you do with your pelvis? Does your pelvis just stay facing forward of yourself and go forwards and backwards? Is that what you're doing? Or does your pelvis turn? See if you can find a way to send that knee forwards and backwards with a little bit of turning in your pelvis so that the left hip goes forward as the knee goes forward and the right hip goes backwards as the knee goes forward. That's it. And some of you are so confident you have your hands in your pockets. That's pretty cool. No, keep your hands in your pockets. I thought that was great. I'm not sending you up. I just noticed. It's like, that's pretty confident. Nice. Because if you weren't confident, you wouldn't have your hands in your pockets. You've seen people who are afraid of falling. Their hands are not in their pockets. Stop, pause for a little bit. Now there's, I'm not sure whether it's a Feldenkrais principle or whatever, but there's a really important idea here, and that is you can't do 2 contradictory actions. It's not possible. Yeah. If some part of you is concerned for your stability, if some part of you is concerned for your safety, that is what's going to be preoccupying your whole system. Whether you consciously override it or not, that's what your system's going to be doing. And what generally happens when we feel like we're not in a safe place, we clutch on. Yeah? And that, when you're clutched on like that, you then can't be free to move. You can't be, because you're doing one thing which prevents the other. So you creating the scenario where you feel like, okay, I think I've got my best balance here. Or I think I need a chair. Oh, I think I need the wall. I think I need some padding underneath me. These are all very, very important things. They're not trivial. Not trivial at all. Please come and stand on the other knee now and have the other leg behind you. Yep. Show me. Show me. What's the not good on the kneecap? Yeah, look, you could come over to the table here and do that. Okay. You might need to find a lower table. Yeah, okay, that'll do. Oh, no. Oh, you can do that, but yeah, that's good. Yeah, we'll do. So now, for those of you who have that right leg bent out in front, could you drive that right knee forwards and backwards? And know that there are at least two ways of doing that. One, keeping your pelvis square and just literally taking your pelvis forwards and backwards. That's one way to do it. And then there's the other way to do it, which is to send the right hip joint forward as the left hip joint goes backwards. And yes, you can turn your upper trunk. That's it. Yeah. Now, if you're feeling safe, it's the second option that appears. If you're feeling not safe, you tend to not rotate yourself. You try to keep yourself on. Yeah. So see if you can make that a little bit more available to you. Turning to send that right knee forwards. And remember, if you want to shift where your leg is on the floor so that the leg is not swaying left and right, because that's going to throw you off, find it. And some of you might need to have your knee out there, and some of you will have it here. Everyone's a little different. You know why? Because the shape of everybody's hip joints are different. Not everybody's hip joints are on their pelvis in the same way. So you need to find your own position. Okay, let that be. Stop for a moment. Now, out of all the kind of upright postures that I can think of, I can't think in my own mind of many things that we do in our everyday life that involve that particular posture. Can you? Yeah, where you're kind of kneeling on one knee, the other foot's in front. Can you think of anything? Gardening. Yeah, sort of that kind of, you're getting down there. Yeah. Aikido. There we go. Thank you. I've never done Aikido, so there you go. Ah, look at the man here. Come on, you come on. That's great. Hey, buddy. Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay. Remind me not to go to dinner with you. All right. Now, could you come up into that same position again, this time reverse the situation with the legs. Yeah, fencing, it's kind of lungy, but you're standing. Yeah, you're still on your feet. Now, the leg that you have forward, the opposite arm is going to be doing the movement. Start to make a movement with your arm as if you're going to take it in a big circle around yourself, like you did outside with a bucket. The opposite arm to the leg that's forward, yeah. That's it. And notice that as you circle that arm, as the arm goes backwards, the shoulder goes backwards. As the arm goes forwards, the shoulder tends to go forwards. So your upper trunk is now turning. Can you turn your upper trunk from your pelvis? Can you use the pelvis to turn the trunk? Don't let that knee fall in. No, no, no. Yeah, keep it. Yep. So all those movements that you were doing just a moment ago of driving that knee forward and bringing it back, turning the pelvis, use it now to drive the arm. That's it. Go around in one direction a few times, then around in the other direction a few times. That's it. That's it. That's nice. Yep. So here's this idea of the pelvis being the driver of the motion. That the rotation of the arm, the power of the rotation of the arm comes from the motion of the legs and the pelvis. Go a little faster. Actually, that's a really good solution, Helen. That's great. Yeah. And depending on which way you're circling your arm, it could be softball or it could be baseball. Oh, actually, no, cricket. Great. Let it be. Pause for a bit. Remember which knee you just had forward. Now, I think I've already said that most of the powerful movements that we do as human beings are driven from pelvis. And it's that connection from the pelvis through the spine to the rib cage to the arm that is that chain of events that allows you to push or propel something with great force at the final destination, which is the hand. Come back up, have the other leg forward. And begin to circle the arm that's opposite to the leg you have forward. That's it. Check your breathing. Are you? That's a good start. Are you? And if you're not, that tells you something, that you're feeling precarious. So if you're feeling precarious, you should adjust your position until you're not feeling precarious, and then your breathing will take care of itself. Change direction if you haven't already. Go faster. And remember, I said earlier that sometimes a change in speed lets you detect a piece of information that if you went slower, you couldn't detect. And then when you return to going slower, you can inject that new knowledge into the equation. Okay. So now please stop. Can I work with you a little bit? Yep. So you're going to pair up with somebody, and I'm going to watch you do the movement a few times. And the first thing that I want to do as concisely as possible is to inform my partner what I see them doing with their pelvis. So I see your pelvis going forwards and backwards. I see your right hip going forwards as you go forwards and backwards as you go backwards a little bit. I see your right thigh turning inwards as you go forwards. I see your right thigh turning outwards as you go backwards. Just a few little details so that they can hear, and maybe that will change things already. All right. So now stop. Just let your arm be free. Find your partner's hips, the hip bones, and then ever so slightly, without trying to throw them off balance, just turn them, turn them, turn them, turn them, turn them. Turn. No, 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 no. Me turning you. Yeah, that's it, that's it, that's it, that's it, that's it, that's it. That's it. That's it. So what are the hands there for? So that your partner can realize that the pelvis really can be a driver. Notice what's happening with his shoulders, even though he's not intending to move his shoulders. Are you? No, okay. Okay, I'll pay you later. That's good. Yeah. Now, do you remember what that feels like to turn your pelvis like that? Yeah? So see if you can use that movement in the movement of your arm. There we go. There we go. There we go. Go faster. Go faster. Yes. Remember that turning movement? Remember the turning movement? There we go. That's better. That's better. There we go. Yeah. Stop again. And now let's work. So the first part, describe to your partner what you do. Second part, turn their pelvis. Third part, see the effect. Fourth part, let's work together. Okay, off you go. Circle your arm. And I'm just going to follow him. My hands are just here so that he can be his attention can be drawn to his hips. Go faster. There we go. And then you just step away and let your partner continue. And then you stop, talk it over a little bit, switch roles. Yeah? Okay, off you go. Yes. Yep. So in the second part, fourth part, I'm following. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Please pair up, have a little play.